The following radio program you're about to listen to is provided to you, the listener, by Inked Geek Studios. Get this and other great shows at inkedgeekstudios.com. All Geeked Up is brought to you by the Inked Geek Studios t-shirt. Get yours today at tiny.cc/igswag.
Friday night again, folks. For the live listeners, night has fallen and your IG demons have risen. We have Nate, the Spunkinator. I guess I'm the Spunkinator. I've got the flavor saver. You know, you laughed and it threw me off, and then I forgot what I was going to do, but it was going to be creepy. So you're just going to have to imagine some creepy, awesome intro.
I think you went creepy. I think you.
You know what happened?
You successfully did that.
I got creepy all over your face, neck, and chest. That's what happened. Welcome to All Geeked Up. It's another episode. Do we know what episode we're on?
1213.
1213.
Something
Welcome
like that.
to episode 1213. I am Brandon, one of your illustrious hosts, and the father of IG Studios.
So I'm the Spunkinator?
Yes.
I fathered IG Studios?
You did. You got all up in it and impregnated it with 1 million podcasts. 1 million podcasts. Only a couple got through.
1 million podcasts.
No, so what happens here? Every time you have an idea, it's a mental orgasm, right? So
right.
1 million ideas get thrown out, but only a few make it through.
Just like a...
So these are
well, you know what? At least we didn't go with bowel movements this week.
Right. Well, I'm not going to say the shows are shitty. These are our brain children.
They are.
We're raising them one episode at a time. So anyway.
A lot of them seem to die. We're shitty parents.
We're neglectful. That's what happens. Like, we still have Sincast. It's just in a cage in the
it's
basement.
There. It got sent away to a private school.
You've been very bad. Very, very bad. Very bad. Boarding school for you.
Speaking of which, actually, there's going to be quite a few changes. I shouldn't say quite a few. Everything's still up in the air. I probably shouldn't even mentioned it yet. But yeah, going into December, basically the end of season 4 of Mind of a Geek. There'll be changes for season 5, and then, I mean, Movie Busters. This is all for December, but like Movie Busters will be moving to like Sunday afternoon. Indie Case Files will be like Wednesday or Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, it's not to say that shows are changing and going away.
No, just times, live times. So podcast listeners, the only thing that you guys might notice is there's a chance that like the upload days will be different. Well, I mean, it's guaranteed. Well, no, Sunday will be. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I mean, whatever. Things are going to be. The shows aren't going away. We actually might. The change might make That Was Awesome more regular.
Yeah, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna add shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck up my schedule and we're gonna add shit.
We're gonna have more. More of everything.
More of everything. Also, we are Mr. Hugo in the chat room. Hugo, hello. Former artist of Mind of a Geek, I guess.
He's on hiatus.
Yeah, he's on hiatus. He's been really busy. He's been getting a lot of commissions. He's doing really good for himself.
I know, I owe him money.
So twitch.tv/Hugo, double H, WH, not double H, WH, triple O, go. Yeah, so we're putting some more focus back into IG gaming. We had started it and it was still going. Like we tweeted it and everything, and we got the Twitter account and the Facebook group and stuff like that. And we ended up joining Team MZ, and then Hugo went and joined Team Overdose. And it got to the point where like we realized that when other people are running the show, there's a lot of drama and there's a lot of bullshit, and we didn't want to deal with that. So Hugo's working on doing some new updated art for Inked Geek Gaming, and we've got some stuff going on with Heroes of the Storm, WWE 2K18. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. So If you want to join the Facebook group The Lounge, which is the social community gathering for Inked Geek Studios, Inked Geek Gaming, and the social community that surrounds all of that. So, and then you can look up The Lounge on Discord. There's also a link in our Twitch page, and I mean, we tweet out the links on various show Twitter accounts and stuff now and again too. So join us on Discord. It's a quickly growing community actually. We've combined a bunch of things and it's cool. There was some chatter in there. I apparently lurk in the shadows. But there was some chatter in there before the shows. And we're also going to be doing call waiting. So if you listen to the shows live, or if you are listening to this in podcast form and would like to listen live, you can hop into Discord and hop into the call waiting line room, which is a public room. We are always in the live podcast room. And, you can come in and ask a question or something. And I might set something up too, where for people who are mobile and maybe don't want to do Twitch, I might be able to set it up to where you can listen to these podcasts live on Discord too, which would be pretty cool.
It would be cool.
Indeed.
So while we're talking about IG gaming, a lot of WWE 2K18, a lot of custom work on your end. There's definitely an IG arena. I'm there. You're there. Our other host, Amy, is there. I would love to see some online league happen where we could all just jump in and have a championship match.
Indeed. We should communicate that Amy is there in spirit, in that she was created as a female wrestler. She doesn't actually play the game.
But she goddamn well should.
But yeah, no, it's funny because we all try and kind of support each other. You don't get much streaming in because of your work schedule, but like, we all try and support each other's works. So, and she was saying, and a couple of people were saying that it's interesting, especially with the graphical upgrade of 2K18 and 2K17. I mean, it's a little bit more rendered now, but wrestling games have looked very pretty the last couple of years.
Yeah, this game looks great. If you don't focus too much, it's almost photorealistic.
Right. Yeah. Once you get in, there's a
couple things, but I mean, if you're just kind of glazed over playing, it's pretty good.
Right. Yeah, and the intros are awesome. I mean, it serves its purpose, and like every other year. And I think they do this. I don't know if it's copyright purposes or trademark purposes or what the case may be. There's got to be some legal reason for it. So like when you create a wrestler in 2K18, you can't use lowercase letters.
Oh, really?
So they're blatantly created superstars.
Yeah.
And also, if you look at the quality, they never, no matter what you do, they never look as high resolution as the rendered superstars.
No, and they never have.
No.
I mean, that's just the way of it. But.
Right. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it's the difference is as least noticeable as it ever has been this year than it has been for a while.
Right.
But no, it's really cool. But when you're watching it live streamed, it's like you get sucked into it, where they have, like, especially if you're doing universe mode, like the my, oh, cool. The my player mode is a little convoluted this year. So they always have a career mode. You always start in NXT, and then you work your way up, and you get trained by Matt Bloom, Prince Albert, and you get brought up through NXT. You get your NXT belt, you defend it, and then you move on. And you typically what it was you'd go to SmackDown, then you'd go to Raw, because before the brand split, it was always considered that SmackDown was like NXT is your C, SmackDown's your B, Raw is your A. But now with the brand split, I mean, it's really a matter of preference. So you go in. Now this year they brought back our mutual friend, your cousin Steve, was originally a big fan of this. They had brought back and we talked about this a little bit last week, but they brought back the run around behind the stage area in the My Career mode. Now I've played it on Xbox One, not an S, and obviously not an X because they're not out yet. And I've played it on PC. I will say that playing it on PC, and I'm sure the Xbox One X, and for those that have it on PlayStation, I'm sure the PS4 Pro probably does something similar, but it reduces the load times. So it does make, because I hadn't played it on PC last Friday. It had just come out on PC Tuesday.
Right.
And I will say that the behind the scenes, or just the load times in general on PC, are significantly faster. So it does make that a little bit less of a headache, because when you are doing My Player mode, there is when you're not in a match, there's a load scene like every few minutes because you're always transitioning things here and there. I don't have a PS4 copy, and it's digital anyway. I don't buy physical games. Waste of space.
We're all done with physical media. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
physical media. Like, I mean, I get it. It's there for people that want it. I don't trade games in. I mean, I'm sure this has been covered. This might have been covered on a Sonics and Sabres a while back, but between digital media and physical, the migration to digital media has allowed me to finish more games. Anyone that knows me well knows that I don't finish games because I buy games too frequently.
That is true.
So typically back in the heady days of physical games, I would trade them in for the new and the hot new thing.
Oh, those old heady days.
Right.
I
So
I have seen you trade in a system, buy a system, trade in a system, buy a system.
right.
I mean, I don't know how many Xboxes I've seen you go through. I'm trading it in.
Well, no,
Yeah, I
to
bought it
be
again.
fair, this was also before I had my nice job at the post office.
Oh, I know.
So
This is this is half a
I
lifetime
mean, that's
ago
that's
now.
what the trade-ins are for. They're there, like, you want something new, you don't have the extra cash, you trade shit in. But I haven't gotten rid of a system in forever, and
No, this is the longest I've ever seen you have those
yeah.
two systems.
But yeah, no, no. So I finish games because since I can't trade them in, they stay there. I mean, even if they're not downloaded, they stay attached to my account. So it's the only reason I finished Sunset Overdrive on the Xbox One. It's the only reason I've finished the Tomb Raider game on PC because I had digital copies, so I could always go back to it whenever I wanted to because it was always
you're
there.
bound to revisit it
Right.
sooner or later because it's there.
Right. But anyway, but back to 2K. Yeah, so no. So when you're watching the universe mode and it's purely like the show, so universe mode works like my player mode other than the fact that it's everybody, not just your guys. So you can go in, you can create your custom shows. You can eliminate the entire roster. You can eliminate Raw, SmackDown, NXT, all the pay-per-views. You can upload all your own custom artwork, make your own arenas, your own shows, add your own CAWs, and just have your own wrestling federation.
Right, and that adds so much
Within the
playability
game.
to the game.
Yeah, it's something like you had even mentioned it when we were trying the online between laptop and PC earlier. Like, where was this when we were kids? Because it would have been amazing.
Exactly.
That
and the fact that you can just play in the same room online. The added benefit of PC to be able to sit there like that, and rather than you're not going to have a split screen
Right.
in that game, but just in general,
right.
nice to be able to not be right on the same screen. Although with the lag on the same network, I was definitely watching your screen, not mine.
Right. And I mean, there's a slight difference. I would say the biggest notable difference between online and local multiplayer is that when you're playing local multiplayer, if you separate from each other, you get the split screen. Whereas if you are playing online, you just get the little arrow going like target. Your target is over here. But
So,
no,
quick aside, this is really good.
the cinnamon stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I put some in there, and I'm like, oh, I can't get enough.
Right, yeah, no, it's good shit. I did have a really cool match. Hugo was watching earlier. I played through SmackDown. Yes, I played through SmackDown on the Universe, and I was doing a match. It was a Falls Count Anywhere match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Chris Jericho. I was controlling Nakamura. I have gotten used to the reversal changes to the point where I'm once again playing on Legend, so that makes me happy. But we were playing, or I was playing, and yeah, it went like over the barricade, out into the crowd area, fighting and doing shit, and yeah, it was pretty nuts. So it's a lot of fun, and the wrestlers will act like their counterparts to a point. Like you can adjust their attitude levels, whether they are bold or cowardly, whether they are respectful or disrespectful. Like, so you can kind of adjust the sliders. Obviously, all the in-game ones come with their personality, but when you make a guy, if you're going to have him controlled by AI, you can adjust all that. Which, again, you've been able to, but it just seems to be a little bit more refined this year. But I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's a great wrestling game. There are some bugs, but I mean, whatever. On PC, there's an ultra-wide bug that kind of adds some extra shadows, but ultra-wide works. It worked better on 2K17, so I have no doubt that that's something that's going to be patched before too long.
I will say that the creative character where you've created you and I, like, it's taken me back. Just that little bit of time that I spent with it while pre-show, it's taken me back to the old days of playing wrestling games. And I got the game and I was like, yeah, I'll play it. But now I'm super interested to go back and play it as myself.
And man, is the custom image upload awesome or what?
Yeah.
Like my XSX logo for Cynic, like I have it on my shirt
Yeah.
in the game. My guy has it tattooed on him in the game. We've got several IG Studios logos in the game. If you load up the IG Studios arena, like just the IG with Studios underneath, like our square logo, like that's watermarked on the bottom corner of the screen, just like the WWE logo would be. We've got the IG Studios logo all over the ring mats. The Play logo that we've had since the beginning, that's on the turnbuckle pads. So it's really cool, and you can like customize like your intro videos for it and everything, and it will bring in your splash screens, and you can upload like there's like 8 different sized images you can upload for different things. We have the custom. I made the IG Studios the Pod Life Championship.
Yeah.
And when I come down to the aisle, or whoever has that title comes down to that, they announce him as the undisputed men's internet champion. So that was pretty cool, and it's cool. It's kind of a mix between a couple different belt styles with like a white blood splattered styled belt. So no, but yeah, it's a fun game. I mean, you can obviously tell that we're having fun with it, or at least I am having fun with it too, because like we're talking about it a lot. But I think that can be said for either really liking or really disliking something. If you're usually lukewarm about it, you don't have a lot to say.
Right. So I watched The Orville.
Yeah.
I'm caught up. Excellent show. I can't express to you how much I love it. I find that it's the true successor to Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Right.
So good. So good. So I finished that, and then I started watching Gifted, the Marvel TV show of X Factor is what it is, but
Okay.
that's really good too. I mean, if you really want a good Marvel show that does the X-Men right, that's a good show to watch. I mean, you have a couple people in there that you recognize. Thunderbird is in there, who I think is really Warpath. And you have Blink. Blink is being done really well. Polaris is done excellently. I really like it. It's like WB X-Men, but it's really good. And there's a lot of people from I think there's like 2 or 3, but from Gotham that are on there.
Nice.
The Court of Owls season, the Dumas's daughter or niece or whatever she was, she's in the show. But it's really good.
Oh no, that was pre-quarter. That was season 2.
Yeah, whatever it
With
was.
he was the I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
I'm 4 or 5 episodes into that. Whatever's out on Hulu. Definitely worth a watch, though. I would recommend it if you're a Marvel fan and you want to see it done right and you're tired of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. being shitty. I find that show to be shitty.
I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I don't think that's...
Definitely go with that.
Did you see that, speaking of Marvel and X-Men, did you see that The Inhumans is going to be a horror movie?
No.
Yes.
So they're still making a movie despite having a show?
Was it The Inhumans?
I don't know, but they have a show that looks awful that I haven't watched yet. There's a few episodes of that out too, but I am just not into the Inhumans at all.
Yeah, no, they're making a it's gonna be a horror movie. It's supposed to be coming out. We also got a release date for Gambit. With Channing Tatum as Gambit.
I'm super
How do you
pumped
feel
for
about
that. Gambit is one of my favorite Marvel heroes. So
how do you feel about Tatum being the lead man?
It's too soon to tell.
Yeah,
I guess he'd be all right. I don't know.
he's not a bad actor.
No, he's not bad. I like him.
He's kind of done the Leo thing where he's drifted away from being like the mindless pretty boy.
Right. Well, we'll see. I mean, he's not the person that I would have chosen for Gambit, but they cast somebody and then they end up filling the role perfectly.
Right.
But we'll see.
Yeah. Who would you have cast unknowingly, like with your?
Off the top of my head, it wouldn't have been him.
Anybody but him.
I don't know. I'd have to think about it for a minute.
Jared Leto.
No, he's too pretty.
Channing Tatum isn't? Channing Tatum is a gorgeous man.
Yeah. Well, the problem with him is when I think of Gambit, somebody with the body type of Leto, like Tatum is more bulky. You know?
Right.
So I don't know, man. I don't know.
What about So now isn't Gambit Brazilian?
No, he's Cajun. He's from Louisiana.
Okay. Oh, Cajun. Okay. I knew there was something that had a distinct accent.
Yeah. He's a New Orleans kind of guy.
Okay. Well, it's going south. I went too far south.
Too far.
A little too far. I overstepped. So
south
I'm wondering
of the Mason-Dixon line, south of the equator. One or the other.
I'm wondering if he is going to.
Hey, Ashley's here. Look at that. She finally made it. Did you get a notification this time or what? Bye, Titches.
Hey. Oh. The bye Titches.
Bye, Titches.
She just hit spacebar oddly. No, so do you think he's going to fake the accent or do you think he's just going to go and just be himself? Like, or I should say, do you think he needs to fake the accent? Does Gambit need that Southern Cajun accent?
I mean, it's a huge part of his character.
Right.
I mean, so much so that, never mind the X-Men animated series, like that does it perfectly. But even if you read Gambit comics,
Right.
the way the word bubbles are written, they're written in that
the
accent.
accent.
I mean, it's basically the defining thing of the character aside from cards. He's a thief and a gambler, and he's an anti-hero. He's in the X-Men, but he's still a shithead.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know. And I mean, where is Channing Tatum from? Is he Southern anyway? Could he do it?
I have no idea.
It's hard to say.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with his origin.
Now that you've talked about horror, though, I want to know what
Tatum origin story.
Right. Well, his mother and father had sex, and then... So I want to know what property Marvel is using for horror, though. That
I swear it was Inhumans.
I don't know. I'm gonna find out.
Hugo, you listened to TMS. Steven Schleicher talked about it Monday. It's coming out something, but yeah, it's very horror. It's very horror themed.
New Mutants.
Maybe it's New Mutants. It's a movie that's coming out. It's not a TV show.
Right. Marvel make their first horror superhero movie with New Mutants.
Okay, New Mutants it is then. I knew it was an X-Men thing.
And damn, it really is a horror movie.
Oh yeah, because it's Fox, right? Because New Mutants is it the X-Men rights?
Yep, it's Fox.
Okay, so it's once again Fox going with the more adult themed.
Right.
Which I think, I mean, after shitty Spider-Man movies and after shitty Fantastic Four movies.
Well, it's about time they realized that they should think outside the box.
Spider-Man was Sony, but after shitty X-Men movies and shitty Fantastic Four, like, it's nice that they're like, okay, you know what? This is something that we can settle into.
Yeah.
It's something that we're good at. They nailed Deadpool. They nailed Logan. We got Deadpool 2 coming with Cable, which I really hope Deadpool gets his teleport powers.
He should.
I hope they do that in that movie.
If Cable's in it, he'll have it.
Well, I mean, obviously, I only know that that's the origin of that because of you. But
well, I'll tell you, I'm pumped anyway. Cable and Deadpool are my two favorite heroes, so I cannot wait. Cable and Deadpool comic, excellent. So I can't wait to see the banter between the two of them.
Do you think that going into that with the hype is going to make it more difficult for them to impress you?
I think it's going to be like Guardians 2, where Guardians 2 was great, but it didn't live up to the first one. You get a new thing that's a little different. Right. Deadpool, the first Deadpool, was true to the comics in almost every way.
Right.
So it was the perfect comic book movie for me. What I will say is that I'm terrified of getting cancer, so I didn't like the cancer scenario, but that is the crux of Deadpool. So
right.
Like, I don't watch that movie just because of that. I'm like, I don't like this.
Really?
Yeah. In the beginning, when he's all in love and life is perfect, and then he passes out.
Gets cancer and dies.
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah. I can't watch that. Then there's flashbacks throughout. I can't do it, which sucks because I love Deadpool. So I'm excited for Deadpool 2 because we've gotten that out of the way.
We've got it out of our system.
So now there's going to be a movie with Cable that I'll be able to rewatch over and over again.
Right, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I watch that movie every once in a while. It's great for background noise.
Yeah.
Just because of the one-liners.
I'm pumped about this. I didn't know about this, the New Mutants thing.
Right.
I didn't know there was a trailer or anything. I'm going to have to watch that.
Yeah, but it's horror. It looks pretty cool. Speaking of horror, we are 11 days from Halloween. Well, it's the end of the night. We're basically 10 days from Halloween.
11 days from me being 34. Great.
But we are 6 days away from the release of the new Saw movie. We got I think it was like 5 minutes of footage.
Is that called Jigsaw?
It's just called Saw. Oh, no, it's called Jigsaw. You're right. It's called Jigsaw. So we got like 5 minutes of footage. I'm excited. It looks really good. Now let me qualify that a little bit. It looks really good for a Saw movie. Like Saw movies, I mean, they try and give a good message, and they really do. Like, I don't say that sarcastically. Like, appreciate your life and appreciate what you have,
right? Because
you never know.
Yes, 34.
Where things are going, right? So, no, you'll be 33.
34.
You're gonna be 33.
No, I'll be 34.
You're gonna be 33.
I don't think so.
You are, because I'm 33.
Have I gone this whole year thinking I was 33 when I'm really 32?
You're 32.
Nah, I'm 33.
You were born in 84. You're younger than me, and I'm 33.
I don't like this at all.
So you're 33 on the 1st of November.
Well, that's good. I have an extra year.
Did you really think you were 33 all year long?
I swear to God, I thought I was 33 all year.
That is the title of the episode. Brandon thinks he's 33.
It's rugged, man. That makes me happy. I'm glad. Okay, so I'll be 33 again.
You've really thought.
I'm just going to be 33 forever. Yeah, no, I swear. I thought I was 33.
No, I'm glad you're not, because that would make me 35 next April. And I don't want to think about my mid-30s.
Man, that's a fucking relief.
I think it's hilarious that you thought you were turning 34
No,
in 10 days.
I never really thought about it. Like, I didn't do the math. I just figured, 33. Wow.
I don't know where to go.
Let's just take a minute to reflect, because damn.
Well, you did say your job was killing you.
Yeah.
So maybe internally you're like 44.
So I get to spend a whole nother year being 33, because I really thought I was 33.
Brandon does math.
No, I didn't. I didn't do math. I just said 33. Sigh of relief. So back to Jigsaw. I mean, it seems like they are breathing new life in the...
I don't know if I can go back to Jigsaw.
Well, judging by the trailer, like, the cast is good. It's, the franchise has been rebooted in such a way that it's fresh again.
Okay, back to what I was saying.
There's nothing wrong with mid-30s.
Nothing wrong with mid-30s.
I just thought I was further into my mid-30s.
I had said I don't want to think about being in my mid-30s. So there's nothing wrong with it at all. But, I mean, I'm still a couple of years away. A year and a half.
I'm 32.
You are. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to the world of present time. Too much Doctor Who in your life.
Is that right? 32.
Yes. Because you were born in 84.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It is 2017 and you haven't had your birthday yet. That makes you 32.
I haven't had my birthday yet. I don't need a tampon.
Anyway, yeah. So Saw always tries to give a good message. Appreciate what you have in life, or someone's going to fucking kill you. But yeah, and Tobin Bell as Jigsaw has always been awesome. They're calling this Jigsaw. Now, he died in the movie, so I assume that his participation in this is flashbacks. I don't know if it's a prequel in any way. I mean, because according to the original Saw, like, I don't remember if he ever got an origin story. I haven't really rewatched any of them but the first one that has the dude from Princess Bride in it.
Carrie Ells.
Carrie Ells, yeah. So, I mean, whatever. They've gone on a little too long. I don't disagree with that. But what horror movie doesn't? I mean, it's gore porn, torture porn, whatever you want to call it. But no, I mean, I enjoy them. They're fun. They're good Halloween movies, and I'm excited for Jigsaw. That I will probably end up wanting to see in the theater, because it'll be really cool to see it on the big screen. But yeah, I don't know. How are you, Mr. 32-year-old?
I'm amazed. I am amazed.
So what about you? Are you excited? You're excited for Jigsaw?
No, I never really liked those movies.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's cool. Bring me, I don't know, what's a generic shitty horror movie that was popular? Bring me a new Final Destination movie.
Oh, I would love another Final Destination
I
movie.
used to watch those in your room. You were there.
I would hope so.
Somewhere. I don't know. You were on the computer, probably.
Probably.
If I wasn't doing that or playing Devil May Cry or Twisted Metal Black. Yeah, I watched some Final Destination at your house. I was into that. I don't know. I'll go see it. I'm always down for a movie, but I'm not excited. I don't really care.
Right.
I haven't seen most of the Saw movies. I saw the first one.
They get a little ridiculous. It gets to the point where you really just watch them for the creative death scenes. We've talked about it before. The opening scene. I think we talked about it on Mind of a Geek with Kate Strollo. We talked about Saw and like the opening death scene of Saw 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's.
So speaking of the strolling Kate, after we had her on the show, the next day at work, I spent, I don't know, 10 hours binging her show.
Yeah.
It's good.
Cool.
It's definitely worth a listen. There's a lot of humor there. There's a lot of, the host and the co-host are together. So there's a lot of like relationship, like irritation,
right,
fighting, but it's all good natured.
It's like when we have like mom and dad are fighting.
Yeah. Like she mentioned on our show. Like,
right.
Yeah, it's very much, there's that and it's funny. So yeah, it's worth a listen.
So it's probably safe to say that if you like our dynamic, you'll probably like their dynamic.
Right. If you don't want to go gay and you want a hetero show that's the same, that's the one to go to. Yep. What else?
The Fractured Butthole came out Tuesday.
Oh, the Fractured
Speaking
Butthole.
of going gay.
Speaking of it, tell me about that Fractured Butthole.
So South Park, The Fractured Butthole. So so that's the title. It's great. It's South Park the fractured but whole. So it's, the group of them is fractured, but they remain to be whole. So it's a great play on words. I applaud them for their title. I remember the first time I heard it, and I was like, all right, I'm already buying this game. Like, I don't care. I'm buying this game. So it was cool. No, it takes place. It takes place the day after Stick of Truth. So you start the game, and you are the new kid as you were in the Stick of Truth. So you don't need to have played the Stick of Truth to kind of know where it's going. It's the next day, and it's South Park. But the Stick of Truth is a great game, and I believe they're still running the promo where if you pick up a copy of Fractured But Whole, you get Stick of Truth for free. I could be wrong, but they were on the pre-order. I don't know if that's still going. But either way, it's an inexpensive game. The gameplay is very similar. So, like, if you don't want to dump the 60 on Fractured But Whole, you can get Stick of Truth. And so in Stick of Truth, if you aren't familiar with it, it is a turn-based RPG. And you are the kids of South Park are divided onto two teams. You have the humanoids and the elves, which I guess elves are humanoids. You have the humans and the elves. They're all humanoids. You have the humans and the elves led by Cartman. The humans are led by Cartman. The elves are led by, which one's the Jewish one? Kyle? Kyle. And then you're the new kid, and you join Cartman's humans, and you have to save the Stick of Truth because it's the magical stick. Because they're kids playing like pretend, but just as though, like, if you watch like a kids TV show, right? Like if you were to watch like when the kids are playing pretend, the way the show is drawn is it's drawn as though what they're pretending is actually happening. And then, like, if they ever have a cut scene, I have kids, so I've seen this plenty of times. If they have a cut scene where you're from the parents' perspective, the kids are just, like, playing with sticks in the yard. But then when you go back to the kids' perspectives, like, they're wearing armor and battling with swords.
Yeah.
So it's the same idea. Like, they're these kids that are pretending, but you're always in the perspective of the kids. So they have, like, fire powers and things like that. Like, they have magical powers. Fractured picks up where that left off, and so you're the new kid still. You go in and you finish the final mission of Stick of Truth, and you fight this dragon in the street. It's actually a pretty cool scene because when you're fighting the dragon, you're in the middle of the road, right? And you have your fire power, so you're fighting the dragon, and then all of a sudden you hear a car horn, and then everyone's like, "Oh!" So like the three kids that are manning the big cardboard dragon like back out of the road, and then everyone else gets out of the road, and a car drives by. So all the kids pull out their cell phones and start like texting and tweeting and stuff, and then like a car drives by and goes, "Fucking kids," and then everyone goes back to battling. Yeah, so it's really cool. It makes fun of itself as South Park typically does. And then you go in, and so what happens is Cartman, who is again kind of the main because it's Cartman. His superhero is the Coon because he's a raccoon, and he comes in and he travels back in time in his fantasy world and says that in future South Park there's a crime wave going on, so they must assemble their superheroes. And you have your superheroes that are trying to all group up. You have, and they did not pull any punches with this game. As I mentioned, Cartman is the Coon. If you don't know why that's offensive, I'm not going to explain it.
My favorite thing that you mentioned was the difficulty settings.
Right. So you have Kyle, who is the Jewish kid, who is the human kite. Again, I'm not going to explain why that is potentially offensive. Look it up. So yeah, and then now I've yet to really play it a lot because 2K18 and Fractured came out the same day. But the most notable thing, and apparently this got leaked a couple weeks ago, and I just didn't read about it. So when you're creating your character, look, Brandon mentioned it, Hugo mentioned it, everyone wants to talk about the difficult level. So when you're creating the character, you design everything. You pick your hair, you pick your face, your eyes, your eyebrows, the way you smile, like all your South Park visual traits, right? And then you go and you pick the difficulty. However, the difficulty level slider is also your skin color slider. And the darker you make your skin, the harder the game is.
Sincast the game.
I laughed so goddamn hard. Because the thing is it's South Park. It's obviously a very liberal show. They aren't trying to be racist with that. They're trying, that's their way of pushing the message of, look, there's a problem. That's what they're doing with that. They're not trying to, I mean,
No, it's a social commentary.
right, exactly.
In a game.
Exactly. So now I'm thinking that there is no actual increased difficulty level because that would just make the game unfair. You know what I mean? Like it would actually deter people of color away from the game because if they don't want to play on the hardest difficulty level, they can't make a character like themselves. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that might just be me because I like to replicate myself in a game. Even in South Park, like my character looks as South Parky like me as he can. So, but anyway, yeah. So you make your character, you go in, you go through that intro area. You end up picking your superpowers. Cartman goes through and tells you your whole backstory, which involves like you catching your dad fucking your mom, and that's where your rage for your superpowers comes from. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. If you don't like South Park's humor, you're not going to like the game. If you like South Park's humor, you'll like the game. It's not for everybody, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's classic South Park.
What do you think of that mod
The mod, I think it looks pretty cool.
with the skull?
It's cool.
Cool.
Other than that, not a whole lot. I got a little bit of Shadow of War time in. It's again Shadow of Mordor. It's a fun game. It's not groundbreaking. It looks smoother. It runs smoother. The frame rate and the animations are a lot smoother. But again, similar to what I said about South Park, if you liked Shadow of Mordor, you'll like Shadow of War. It's very well designed. The story picks up where it left off. But I've got a little bit more time into that, and I'm liking it. It does get a little bit repetitive, so it's one of those games that you kind of pepper in with other games because you're fighting orcs. That's what you do. It works.
Yeah, I look forward to putting some time into that game.
Right.
Once I'm tired of wrestling.
Indeed.
We'll see.
But we've still got a big few weeks ahead of us. I think, especially with my schedule change coming up, I've kind of nixed a couple of the games off my list. We've got Destiny 2 coming out for PC this Tuesday. I think I have ultimately decided I'm not going to be picking that up. We've got Assassin's Creed Origins, the new Wolfenstein, and Super Mario Odyssey coming out on the 27th. So those are all coming out. I'm probably not picking up the two former. I will be picking up Mario Odyssey because it's the.
I know. I'm super excited to see that game.
It looks so good. Did you see the Thriller video that they made
with Mario?
Yeah,
no,
it's really cool. I will pull it up on the mid show between the two podcasts.
Yeah, I want to watch that New Mutants trailer too.
Yeah, but
I kind of want to listen to music. So
other than that, I mean, yeah, I fell back behind with Gotham. They debuted Solomon Grundy.
Yeah, dude, Gotham looks so good this season. I've got to catch up.
Riddler has been de-thawed, so Riddler's back.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Because they Penguin froze him at the end of the last season. But Riddler's back. Solomon Grundy's there. Solomon Grundy is Butch from the first 3 seasons, if you watched any of it.
Yep.
So they end up... When did you shave your head?
Do you not remember the text I said? I'll be over after I shit, shower, and shave my head.
Oh, yeah. You haven't had your hood off the entire time you've been here.
No.
That was just like the reveal.
Swing.
But anyway.
I didn't want to pay for a haircut, and my head was...
I mean...
There we are.
The dickheads.
It's the White Nationalist podcast.
Oh, Jesus, don't go there.
No, we will never go there.
But other than that...
I didn't want to pay for a haircut. Did you see my fucking hair? It was going nuts,
it was long.
Yeah.
It was long. We have to edit your WWE CAW.
Yes, we do.
Look, the acronyms.
I know. I'm used to it now. It rolls off.
YSB.
Sure.
You should be.
CS. MF.
Cocksucking motherfucker. See? It just comes naturally. I'm trying to think of maybe what else. No. We've got, if you are listening, I don't think we mentioned this. We mentioned it on Movie Busters. I don't think we mentioned it on here last week. December 14th, if you are in the Maine, New Hampshire, Mass area, join us for Star Wars at the Saco Cinemagic. We're going to the 6 p.m. showing. We'll be there around 4 p.m. Eastern time. So if you are in that area and you'd like to go ahead and you can go to Movie Busters, the Movie Busters page on Facebook, and go to the event page. There's a link to buy your tickets online. I would recommend doing so. It's the very first showing of episode 8. It's going to sell. Speaking of which, we are about a week removed away from the trailer now. Almost 2 weeks. Have you put any more thought into it? Have you read any more thoughts or opinions?
To what?
The episode 8 trailer?
No. I mean, everything that we've covered about that is what I've heard. And then you've had Mark Hamill tweeting about the villain in a coy way, but obviously
I missed that. What did he say? Do you remember?
No, I don't know verbatim. It was a midweek thing where he had tweeted something about Luke being the villain, but in such a way that obviously he's not the villain.
See, that's kind of unfortunate because that's what's implied by the poster.
Right.
And I would love it if that happened.
But the way they spun it is, if you look at the old movies in Empire and Jedi, like if you rework the trailers there, it makes for the same result where it looks like Luke went dark when he actually didn't.
Right.
But if you look at those 3 original movies, obviously Luke starts on Tatooine in all white and ends on Tatooine in all black.
Right.
So, I mean, he does take a darker turn as he...
And he force chokes in episode 6, which obviously Yoda did not teach him. He force chokes one of Jabba's guards.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, fuck. I never made that connection. Huh. Well, there. That's something. You just totally rocked my world twice.
All right.
I'm 32 and Luke force chokes.
I was going to say, which one rocked your world more?
And I
the
have
fact
no
that
hair.
you completely missed a year?
Yeah.
Or the fact that Luke is kinky?
Huh. Well, shit. I don't know. It's quite the epiphany. It's true. Huh. I have to consider everything. I have to reconsider my whole life now.
The colors have changed.
32 years and I'm wrong.
And Luke force choked. Holy shit. But yeah, no, if you're good, I'm good. I think that might do it for this week's episode.
32 force chokes.
32 force chokes.
I'm good.
Cool. A big thank you to our live audience. You guys, as always, are awesome. And then there's also our Discord channel. And actually, when I had talked about it at the top of the show, I forgot. There's a link. Tiny.cc/IGS Lounge to join our Discord channel, which is the collective Discord channel for Inked Geek Studios, Inked Geek Gaming, and the community surrounding it. If you want to watch the show live, you can watch it live as of this moment and for the next month and a half. You can watch it live on Friday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, twitch.tv/InkGeekStudios. And any changes to the live schedule will be tweeted about and Facebook posted about because we have a great live audience. Like, you guys totally rock. So we will make sure everybody knows what the new live time is before that changes. As soon as we know, you will know. And obviously a big thank you to everyone that downloads the podcast version of the show as well. If you want to support Inked Geek Studios, go to patreon.com/IG Studios. We are very, very close to our live monthly patron-only hangout that we will do probably via Discord. So $1 a month helps us get there, and it's $1 a month for a whole lot of content. And again, with the change of schedule, some of the shows will be growing. Mr. Hugo himself is going to be adding a show to the network. So the studio is doing nothing but growing. So get in on the ground floor. Right?
32nd floor.
The 32nd floor. Just don't accidentally go to the 33rd floor.
Not early.
You'll be fucked for a whole year.
Don't go 33 early. I mean, it's just bad luck.
But I think that's going to do it for this week's episode of All Geeked Up. So, for Brandon, for myself, and for the rest of Inked Geek Studios, thank you all very much for listening, and we will see you next week. You've been listening to an Inked Geek Studios podcast. For this and other great shows, go to inkedgeekstudios.com.